Do you remember peak Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon when they go away for a random adventure?
Exactly 48 hours later, I'm back exactly where I started.
Today, it's my turn to do just that. I'm going to say goodbye to the family and head off to the airport. Right, can I have kisses? Bye-bye. Mwah. I love you. Love you. Bye. Be good. He's not going to be good, is he? Sorry, Ali, leaving her alone with everyone.
Bye.
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 I feel really bad now leaving them. They're gutted. They really wanted to come. Unfortunately, it's a press trip, so only one of us gets to go. Where are we going? Well, it's a new destination, and I'm going to try it out to find out if we can bring them back another time. So really, it's a research and reconnaissance mission, isn't it? It's all fact-finding. That's all I'm doing. I'm not really just going to try and live the life of Reilly without them for once, am I? I won't answer that one. Right, it's 7:30 in the morning now. I've got to be at Heathrow for 8:30. We fly at 11:30. It's probably time to go. Wow, this is so much easier without the kids. Just one person. Woohoo! So I'm flying to Florida, and I'm going to show you a totally different side to the Sunshine State. I'm flying to Amelia Island, and I'm going to experience it with you. I've never been there before, and we're going to experience it together. Just got to get there now. So, flying to Orlando with Virgin Atlantic, so should be a fun trip. Shall we do a flying montage? Yeah. Amelia Island is in North Florida, right on the border with Georgia. If you're already in the States, you can fly into Jacksonville, which is just 35 minutes away. Right now, the airport isn't big enough for international flights, so those from Europe and beyond would land in Orlando. It's a 3-hour drive from there, which is the perfect length for an American road trip. We arrived on Amelia Island in pitch black, and one of my favourite things actually to do when you arrive somewhere is actually when you get somewhere in the complete dark and you wake up in the morning and you go, where am I? And this is the view from just outside the hotel room. It's so nice, isn't it? So this is Amelia Island, and it's lovely. I'm not much of a morning person, so when jet lag comes into play, I'm up earlier than normal, so the sun is just getting up now. And you get kind of special moments sometimes, don't you, when you're here by yourself, up early, no one else around still. And these are the kind of moments that you take in, don't you? What a view. The island is 13 miles long and 2 miles wide, exactly the same dimensions as Manhattan. It means you can get everywhere really quickly and easily. Just walking around, it seems to have lots of history, which you wouldn't expect in Florida. Amelia Island genuinely is a Pirates of the Caribbean island. It's been taken over by loads of different countries, and it's the only place in America that's had 8 different flags fly here. They've been fighting over this for centuries. Yes, the French landed here in 1562, the Spanish 3 years later, and the British in 1763. King George II named it after his daughter, and it stuck, despite changing hands 6 more times. If you want to learn more and see the whole island in a few hours, book with Amelia Island Historic Tours.
This would have been an ideal location. When the Spanish came here and they saw that they had this deep river behind them, it was a perfect opportunity, and the French did the same.
It's a great way to get your bearings and see where you'd like to spend your time. You can also jump out when you see something you'd like to see or take a photo of. Do you recognise this house? This is from the film Pippi Longstockings, if you might remember or recognise that one. And it's right opposite a lovely view of the water. And this ground here is actually the smallest state park in the whole of Florida. It was where there was a fort in 1816 or 1817, I think it was. This is all that's left. It's just a little park, but it is a state park. After the tour, I walked around the historic downtown and got to know the place a bit better. A great place to stop and still get some history is the Palace Saloon. It's the oldest bar in Florida and has the original cash register and saloon doors. On the wall outside, you'll see a big Coca-Cola mural. This is because it's the first place in the world that stocked bottled Coca-Cola. Before that, it was mixed on site. All of this charm, architecture and history makes it so different to the Florida we all think of. To find out why, I met up with Amy at the tourist board. This is Florida, but it doesn't feel like Florida.
Yeah, I think Amelia Island is kind of that little secret island gem that's not expected when you think of Florida. So it's a little bit of that southern experience from a destination like a Savannah or Charleston, but then you combine it with that laid-back beach vibe. So this area of Northeast Florida is really something different. If you've been to Florida before and you haven't been to Amelia Island, then you haven't seen all of Florida.
The history isn't limited to downtown. This is Fort Clinch State Park, which is right on the north, and offers perfect views of the island. So apparently they started building the fort in 1847. Actually, it was never completed fully, but they still used it in several different wars, the American War of Independence, the American-Spanish War, and also in World War II even. So they just had it as a defence place here, just in case anything happened. The cannons are a lot bigger than you think, and it's kind of small to get around, which is really nice. So it's just nice, you can take the kids here and just have a little bit of history, taking the different buildings and have a little walk around here as well. Of course, there's loads of other places on this actual state park as well. You can go for walks, there's the beaches as well, and you can even camp here, so lots to do just in this area as well. It's a big state park, and apparently it's one of the first state parks in the country. Driving back through the state park, you'll see something interesting hanging from the trees, which I need to warn you about. So this stuff is something you see quite a lot here and around Florida. It's called Spanish moss. It got its name because of the Spanish beards that people would have back then. And it is everywhere, and it looks quite fun to touch and fun to look at. But do not touch it. Do not try to bring it home. Don't do anything with it. It's basically full of bugs, and what they do, they're the ones that go under your skin to plant eggs and then grow through your skin and come back out again. And apparently a few people have tried to take it home with them, and all the mites and all the bugs have got out and just swarmed everywhere around hotel rooms and suitcases. I do not want to be around this Spanish moss for much longer. Okay, as good as it looks, don't touch it. Right, I've shown you there's loads of things to do on Amelia Island, haven't I now? But one of the main reasons that people come here is because it is so beautiful and there's so much wildlife and nature here as well. And they've done a great job of preserving it with state parks at both ends of the island. And you can go hiking, you could even go camping in one of the state parks and explore it that way. You can go get a bike and do it that way as well. Or why not you go to the wildlife and the nature and have an amazing time on one of the Amelia Island river cruises. That was awesome. I did not expect to see dolphins at all on that one. They didn't promise it at all either. Right, it's getting close to sunset time now, isn't it? Hang on, I look like a right tourist today, don't I? Anyway, yeah, it's nearly sunset time. Let's do my favourite part of the day. I think I found my favourite chair on Amelia Island. This is where I was just sat with a coffee watching that amazing sunset that you've just seen behind me here. So it's down by the marina at Fernandina Beach. See if you can find where I was and tag me in any photos if you actually do it, okay? So if you come to Amelia Island, I'm sure you're going to go to the Amelia Island coffee shop. It's amazing. And one of the cool things about this place is that everywhere is independent. They won't let Starbucks in, they won't let any of the big name brands in, so you're not going to see any Walmarts down here or anything in the downtown area. All boutique shops, and really it's nice to know that you're kind of helping the local economy so much rather than just the big businesses. And it makes it more charming, doesn't it, as you walk around and you can window shop. There are some great independent restaurants in the downtown area and all over the island. There are also loads of places for you to stay. I'll make a separate video on that. But briefly, you can have the accommodation that suits your family and your wallet. There are house rentals and Airbnbs, boutique traditional B&Bs where you actually get to stay inside one of the historic homes. There are hotels next to the beach and downtown, and if you want some style and luxury, there are 2 high-end resorts with ocean views. So this is the Omni Resort, and it is class. This is all the high-end kind of luxury you would expect from a big resort, but not stuffy, not pretentious. It's just got everything that you would possibly want from a resort. 10 restaurants, golf course, and lots more. The other resort is the Ritz-Carlton, which has the opulence and luxury that you'd expect. It has a very different feel, which makes both offerings unique. Again, you'll have several restaurants, a golf course, and a spa. Do you know what? This really is living the life of Reilly. At the Ritz-Carlton with a cold beer after having a massage. This definitely gets the life of Reilly seal of approval. I'll show you much more about the hotel offerings in an upcoming video. I had to come back to my favourite spot to finish up here, huh? So, Amelia Island, wow. It's got something for absolutely everyone here. So, it's got the charm, it's got the water, it's got the weather, it's got the nature, it's got the people, it's got the food, it's got everything you could possibly want. So after that hustle and bustle of being in Orlando and being to the theme parks and having your Mickey Mouse time, that's for the kids. Then the adults get their vacation, their holiday, and come up, have a 3-hour road trip, make some fun out of that, and then you'll be here on Amelia Island. This is just so chilled and enjoyable to be around. You can walk absolutely everywhere. Everyone's super friendly. It's just a different pace of life as well, which is always something you want when you're on holiday, isn't it? So it's got that as well. So I would definitely say this is Life of Reilly approved. And I really can't wait to bring the kids and Ali back here to experience it as a family. And maybe you'll come here too one day. Let us know. Now I'm thinking of doing a video on where you might stay and where to eat in Amelia Island, because we went to some great places, so that's the next video for you there. Otherwise, see you soon.